Happy New Year.
Also, happy 250 episode.
250. 250.
Wow, yeah.
That's a 250,000.
That's a 250,000. Here's hoping that you can all enjoy another 250 of wildly varying levels of quality.
Yeah, that's why you start with that's why you have to have the audacity to start with the balls to put 3 digits, right? Because you want to believe that you're going to go the distance. Well, of course, when it gets to the 4th digit, then you're going to have a problem with the list archiving purposes, because the computer is not going to like it.
The computer just starts to jam it in there, and it goes, "Oh, you mean episode 1000, and now you mean episode 1, then episode 2, then episode 2000, or whatever the hell the fuck it goes." Did you have a thing when you were growing up about like New Year's where you say rabbit rabbit? Did you guys do that? Does that no.
Okay. When I was young, all right, let me move your audio up a little bit so it seems like you're a little more quiet. There you go.
You have to turn Pat up? That's weird.
Cranking you. Okay. Yeah, so I remember my mom had a thing where she's like, yeah, like you before the new year starts, you say rabbit rabbit, and like that's supposed to be if you say that as the first thing during the new year, then that's good luck. And someone brought that up recently, and it unlocked a fucking 1,000-year of memories moment where it's like, oh my god, I remember being like 7, hearing about how you have to say rabbit rabbit first thing of the new year. So,
there's a lot of lack of overlap between our various upbringings. Is this a cultural thing or a religious thing?
So I didn't know whether it was or not because my mom brought it up, and I'm like, okay, I'm learning about this in Grenada. And then I recently heard someone bring it up, like on a podcast, who was like just a American white person. And
okay, so probably not from Grenada.
So I don't think it's necessarily cultural, but I have no idea where it comes from. But it definitely is like there's a few people out there who might have heard of this. It's weird. I don't know why it's a thing. I can't tell where it comes from. Okay, originated in the UK, coming from Alice in Wonderland.
What does that have to do with New Year's?
The Farmer's Almanac says that if you say rabbit rabbit on the first day of each new month, it'll be good luck for the next 30 days.
The fucking Farmer's Almanac said that?
Okay. I just quick Google. That's apparently where it comes from.
Oh.
The Farmer's Almanac.
I don't, my family didn't have anything. New Year's was just like a holiday, so we had a family dinner and had some turkey. It was like Christmas, but not quite as good. My new home family, with my wife, she blew some cinnamon through the doorway yesterday for good luck.
Wait, like physically?
Yes.
The powder in the air, you put it in.
I'm going to read a direct quote. "We blew cinnamon through the door for prosperity. Did it last night. Was very important."
Humans are stupid. We're so dumb. What the fuck are we doing?
I don't know,
we just take things and just do things with them and go, thing! Important thing!
I'm going to assume that this at some point had some kind of anti-spider properties. Yeah, somebody in the chat mentions pork and cabbage on New Year's Day. Yeah, Paige's family also did ham and beans. Apparently it was very important that you had ham and beans on New Year's.
Oh, man. And all that, okay, and then there's that stuff that goes into the category of, like, weird grandma shit. Mm-hmm. Like, we fortunately didn't have any of that because, like, our grandma was the most devout of SDAs.
You can't be superstitious in front of the Lord.
But I know that there's a lot of people that have the weird grandma shit where it's like Like, I don't know, grandma will like spit in her hands and slap you with it, and that means you got a blessing coming your way. Or
that just seems like grandma wants to fucking hit you with some spit.
Or just, you know what I mean? Yeah, just that witch shit. Just that like weird grandma powers that you can just conjure up good luck as long as she fucking pulls a hair out from your head and shoves it up your nose.
So I didn't have anything like that in my household. I didn't have any traditions or any like things that we would do on certain dates. I would only get like little wisps of superstition off of my mom at completely random times. Like it was the most obvious thing in the world. And you're like, mother, that is not the most obvious thing in the world. What are you talking about? Like, I remember I was like 6 or 7. No, I was like 5. And my mom was like bawling her eyes out. She was having a meltdown because a bird got into the house.
Right.
And I'm like, Mom, why are you crying? She's like, a bird got in the house. That means someone's going to die. And I'm like, Mom, that doesn't mean someone's going to die. I'm like a child. I'm like 5. Mom, that doesn't mean someone's going to die because a bird got in the house. Also, Dad got the bird out. The bird flew. He opened a window. The bird flew away. And she's like, you don't understand. I'm like, okay. And then like 3 weeks later, my great uncle died. The one that I look like and the one that my mom really liked. And she was like, it was the bird. The bird killed your uncle.
Of course.
And like she's told me this story like as a warning since. And I'm like, Mom, he was like 90 years old and he drank all the time. It was not the bird. He was just old fuck.
I remember distinctly the time that my aunt or my cousin rather, there's like a barbecue going on, and my aunt just ran up to my cousin and grabbed him and pulled him back and was like, hey, step back over my kid. And they're like, what? And it's like, step back over. You walked over the baby, and that means you're gonna stunt his growth. So you have to. The only way to undo it.
Be what happened to me.
The only way to undo it is to step back over, and it's bad luck to step over the baby because that's it, you know. And she was dead serious about it too. She was like, "No, you undo what you just did." You know, and you're like, fuck this, man.
How do you unstep over someone? Doesn't that just stepping back over them again?
It's like crossing the black cat. You know, if the black cat crosses your path, you got to fucking cross the black cat path to cancel out the juju, you know?
So,
and it's just...
the other thing that happened yesterday is that on New Year's Eve, on the 31st, me and Paige did all the laundry and we cleaned every single dish. Because you sometimes you might like be behind on dishes. So like, no, every dish cleaned.
Sure.
Every single sheet washed. Like, so that
fresh
everything
pair
was
of underwear
perfect.
on New Year's Day.
Yeah, for January 1st. But it's not because it's to get a great new start on the year. It's because you can't wash anything on the new year because it'll wash away all of your good luck.
Oh my God. Oh. God fucking damn it, man.
So this led to a very strange conversation in which I was like, can I wash my asshole in the shower? And she's like, yeah, of course. I'm like, but wouldn't
what
the
about
good luck
the good luck
be
though?
On me more than on my plates?
What about the good luck right in the crease?
I have a really sneaking suspicion. So Paige is in the chat, hi honey, saying it's tradition. And I wonder if any of these are just like your mom didn't want to do dishes on New Year's Day.
So this is my problem, and this is kind of what I was getting towards actually, is like when you hear about a tradition that we have and you're like, okay, why do we do this thing? And it's like, okay, we say cheers and we clink our glasses together, apparently because when two tribe leaders that didn't trust that they weren't going to poison each other were about to share drinks because we made peace.
You got a little bit of the drink inside the other drink.
We spill our drinks together so that we drink of the same cup, and thus the poison's going to get us both, right? It's a trust or lack of trust thing. In other words, you know,
like putting your hand up and putting your hand on your heart. You can't have a gun or a knife in your hands.
No shit.
Both visible.
I didn't know that. That's wow. That's right. So I cross my. I swear.
that I'm not going to stab you.
Wow. Look at right. That makes sense. And I'm like, or you know, I was told. I was told that by a Greek friend that you know, oppa, when you break the glass and you break the plates and shit. I was told that that's kind of like the idea is we're celebrating with this dinnerware, and the time we're having is so good that this should never be used again. You know, it's like, yeah, this glass that we just it was such a great time. Fuck it, this glass has hit its peak.
So this is what ancient Greek live, laugh, love, or
I
dance
guess
like nobody's watching.
But I guess the idea is like, yeah, like this plate should never be used again. This was super worth it for this time. Bam, fuck it, oppa, let's go, right? And
oppa just seems fun to say.
Yeah, oppa, helare. You know, but anyway, the idea of that is like, okay, right, I follow how there was a thing and there was a moment in time where like someone, you know, the king did some shit and everyone went, the king did it, maybe that'll be lucky if we do it too or whatever. And it's like these things that like come from a place where you're like, I see how we tripped into this accidentally and now it's just for fun, fine. But the shit where you're like, I'm grabbing a random spice and I'm just shoving it somewhere or doing something with it or sprinkling it so that vampires can't come. Like, what the fuck are we doing, man?
Hey, listen.
Shit from the pantry. Anytime shit from the pantry is magical, it's some literally dumb wives' tales. We're bored and we're coming up with witch shit because we don't know what else to fucking do.
I think my personal favorite that I've ever heard is that my mother told me not to walk under a ladder because it's bad luck. And then my dad told me, don't walk under a ladder. Shit falls off of ladder. Things, yes. Just don't.
Literally that's just OSHA. That's not superstition. That's just good work fucking policy. Yeah. 1,000,000%, man. That, you know, like if you can just trace that tradition back to the thing that was practical about it, then absolutely, you know. God damn it. All that and
so you don't have any of that in your household?
No, not really. And I also, you know, was hearing about the like during the Salem witch hunts and all of that the idea of a lot of the witchcraft could have been the fact that like the wheat went bad and people were getting essentially.
I think Bayonetta has scraped your brain a little bit. It was the witch trials, man. They weren't. Isn't the witch hunts?
Yeah, I just I had both in my mind, and I went for witch hunts because it sounded cooler. Anyway, the Salem witch trials, like all of that.
Bad corn.
Bad corn. Some fucking shrooms getting in the mix.
Makes like specifically like teenage girls like go crazy, do some kind of hormonal thing.
God, yeah. Anyway, so rabbit. Oh wait, it's too late.
Rabbit. Like when you were saying that, I'm like the only guy, the only thing I could think of that I like, wow, what's Rabbit from my childhood? I'm like, well, my dad had a friend named Rabbit. And I was like, Dad, is that his real name? Like, no, of course not. I'm like, well, why do you call him Rabbit? It's like, because he cheats on his wife all the time.
Oh my God. Jesus fuck.
And it's like, that's his nickname in my dad's group of friends. They call him Rabbit. Oh, okay.
The funny part too with the whole grandma magic shit is that like a bunch of the times like the people that are doing that are also like they super believe in like Christianity and are like, yeah, the Bible and God and all that good shit. But grandma magic is just a little something different. And that works too. Like it's not incompatible.
My mother who told me that birds kill your family was also the same mom that was disappointed that I didn't go to church.
Exactly.
Despite not going to church herself. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part. The only time my mom ever went to church was to bring me to church and have me be bored. And as soon as I was like, I don't like this, she would not go herself because she would get bored.
Man, just admit that you think superstition is kind of cool and the world is more interesting if that bird had a meaning when it flew in the house, you know?
My mom just wants to get into heaven. That's it.
Okay, so like hedge your bets,
Yeah.
cover all grounds. Take is it Pascal's wager?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Farmer's Almanac. There we go. All right.
Farmer's Almanac was like a very legitimate, incredible use for like sowing crops and dealing with weather patterns. And had to have this shit just
and
right
then
there.
what happened? Like, yeah, where was that gradient? When did it fall off?
Did the tainting of search algorithms by AI screw up the Father's Almanac?
Is it like when Playboy had to switch over to not being a titty magazine, and they're like, no, we're reinventing ourselves? Did Farmer's Almanac become all about the superstition and the spells?
Yeah, you don't know.
Anyways, yeah. So hey, there's a new year, and I did a bunch of things.
We're in the future now. We're now hitting one of those years that was like widely used.
Jet Set Radio. What was the other
Jet Set
one?
Radio Future is Jet Set Radio Present.
There's a couple of people referencing 2024 as like the jumping off point for a lot of things. Batman Beyond. Damn.
Really? Oh my god.
I mean, 13 Sentinels jumps all over
Where's
the
my
place.
slappers, man?
Oh fuck.
Where's my slappers?
The distant future.
Oh, Irish reunification is this year,
Oh shit.
according to Star Trek.
Okay. Well.
Star Trek also says that 2024 will be the year that has the Bell riots, which are when the disenfranchised poor Americans being shut into poor people cities rise up and enact dramatic social change.
Uh-huh. Man, it really was interesting when the idea of 30 years in the future, like the world is optimistic that we're just going to figure it all out.
So I want to be really clear about Star Trek. Okay, so you're not you haven't watched most of it. So if you watch enough, they talk about we're in the future and everything's great now in the Federation. But then they also discuss that in between right now and getting to that future, it got way, way worse for a long time.
Okay. It wasn't
like apocalyptic nuclear annihilation of Earth bad.
Oh, really? Okay.
And coming out of that is where people were like, we should probably make a utopia.
Interesting. Okay. Because I was kind of, I didn't know if the timeline was like we went from 1960s and everything just went up from there till we hit Class 1 civilization.
No, there was a nuclear war. There was the eugenics wars.
Yeah. Sick.
It was there was like all soldiers were like gene therapy freakazoids being used for psycho drugs.
There's always the ability though to throw a word in front of the word wars in your sci-fi setting, right? Clone Wars, Gene Wars, just whatever the fuck, and your brain just has to take that and carry it wherever it goes.
I still think the Clone Wars is the absolute most wasted opportunity ever, because when you hear the Clone Wars, I'm like, oh, what was it? Like the clones of like some big monster man? I was like, oh no, the Clone Wars were about our soldiers.
Clone troopers.
Were clones.
Yeah.
It should be like, called the Robot Wars because they were fighting the robots.
Your brain wants to say something like Secret Invasion, where like what? A fucking whatever 20 or 30% of the planet Earth is all Skrulls. Which ones are human? Which ones are not? Right? The human clones are among us, and now, oh my god, a war broke out. Yeah, you go to the and it's like, no, actually, it's one guy, it's one Kiwi, and he got one Kiwi with a gun, copied and pasted over and over again.
And sometimes they didn't copy paste them good, and that's why you get Bad Batch.
The Bad
and all
Batch,
that shit.
though. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, 2024.